Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Monday, August 13th, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have great television archives on top. This always happens to get it. I got an itch on my nose or something. Great television archives up top. We also have JC's Eye Candy right below what you're looking at right now. We'll talk more about that later. And the results of our rock and roll poll question from over the weekend. New research regarding head trauma indicates every, high school kid is really sort of playing with their future, with their brain, because they're bouncing soccer balls off their heads, and early onset Alzheimer's, dementia, and stuff like that. Do you believe the research? That's our question. Number one answer, yes. It only stands to reason that bouncing a ball firmly off the top of your head over the course of time will take its toll. Number one answer, 48%. 25% of you said maybe, but only in extreme cases. 22% of you said you're only posting this question, JC, because you hate soccer. And only 4% say it's just another case of doctors and researchers trying to scare us about everything. I would have thought that that answer would have been higher in the percentage. You guys never cease to surprise me with your answers. All right, our question for the week: how concerned are you about the Rams' incredibly dismal showing over the weekend? 38-3, I think that was the final score. Very. It's going to be another long year. That's A, that's our answer. B, take it easy. It's the first preseason game, and the starting offense actually didn't look so bad at times. C, I actually think the Rams have a chance of making the playoffs this year. D, I'm not expecting much in terms of measurable results for at least a couple of years. Or E, I hate football, I hate the Rams. Please answer in the corner. We'll have results for you on Thursday. We're updating the Daily Dose now on Mondays and Thursdays right here at jcontheline.com. All right, the Olympics are over. I'm so glad that we get our shows back, if nothing else. I wonder how Bob Costas spelled sharing the stage with Ryan Seacrest last night. A tribute to John Lennon, but nothing to George Harrison. Huh? The Spice Girls? I don't know. I said this on Facebook this morning, and I'm always on Facebook at the Showgram with J.C. Corcoran. That's the Showgram with J.C. Corcoran. I don't know, the Spice Girls, it seems like most countries would have been embarrassed for people to know that they came out of their country. And again, if I want to watch five washed up, mostly bleached blondes with fat asses dressed like sluts, wearing too much makeup, I'd turn on Fox News. Went outside. The Perseid meteor shower was Saturday night. It was supposed to peak at about 1 o'clock. I made it till 12:10 and then fell asleep. Missed the whole damn thing. Hi to Chris Kerber, the radio voice of your St. Louis Blues. Ran into him on the golf course at Forest Park yesterday. Chris, one of the good guys here in town. Back to the Olympics. So it cost about $3 billion to organize, and they've come up with a way of trying to recoup some of that by basically auctioning off everything that isn't nailed down. The ball from the gold medal men's basketball game, $4,700 is the current bid. The rim at $1,500. The flag, the United States flag from the opening ceremony, $2,200. Or you could just get Bolivia's flag for $213. Used equipment, one of the javelins thrown in the Olympics, $2,300. Most expensive is the bronze medal from the 1904 St. Louis Olympics, valued at $3,105. I don't know how that just suddenly became available, but it is. And as far as the ceremony last night, Sunday night, okay, well, it sort of looked like one of those bad infomercials for all those rotten songs from the 80s that you never bought, or at the absolute minimum that you were ashamed to admit that you liked, all bundled together on what great CD. You remember all that crap you wouldn't buy? Well, now we'll give it all to you on one CD, the Pet Shop Boys. Russell Brand singing the Beatles. This, to me, illustrates the gap that exists between the United States and Great Britain better than anything. George Michael, the reunited Spice Girls. Okay, so the Olympics are over, and the United States wins 104. China comes in second with 87. So in your face, China. We might have to borrow some more money at some point. We better back off that. So what did we learn from the Olympics? Well, considering Michael Phelps, apparently smoking pot and eating a lot of cheap sandwiches makes you swim really fast. What else have we learned? Despite 17 days of looking at Mary Carrillo, I'm still not sure what its gender is. What else did we learn? There's no place on Earth left to escape Ryan Seacrest. What else did we learn from the Olympics? Well, once every 4 years, people all over the world can put aside their differences and pretend to care about people throwing javelins and doing synchronized swimming. We get our TV shows back. Letterman, even Leno, Daily Show, all that stuff is back. Although the Daily Show was live, so that was pretty good. They were like one of the only shows still on. All right, let's move on to weather because people are getting just killed on electric bills for their... I hope it's one of ours. Hi there. I have impeccable timing, ladies and gentlemen. So July was the hottest month on record ever in the United States since they've been keeping records. And apparently we've been messing up on our air conditioners and our ceiling fans because people have always told us that if you want to save money, you should leave your air conditioner on low when you're not home because it requires too much more energy to cool down a hot room than it does to keep a cool room cooler. Turns out that's not right, according to the American Council for Energy Efficient Economy. There was one? That's not true. So in reality, air conditioners are most efficient when they're running at full blast. And they're also better at lowering the humidity level. So in other words, if you turn your air conditioner off when you leave for work, you're actually hurting your cause. If you have central air, you should either turn it all the way off or set the thermostat at 78 degrees or higher. Each degree above that saves you 3 to 5%. Now, unless you have pets, it turns out there's no real reason to have a ceiling fan on either when you're not home because ceiling fans don't actually cool the room. All they do is move the air across your skin and it makes you feel cooler. So you're just wasting electricity. One of the most cost-efficient ways to cool your place down is to create a crosswinds by opening windows, but actually don't open the window all the way. You open it just a little bit and that actually creates more air pressure and the air moves through the room more quickly and cools you down. And so you just crack your windows a little bit at either end of the room and then upstairs and downstairs, and it's supposed to cool things off. So you live and you learn. All right, the Kardashians have launched a new line of eyeglasses. They're going to be sold at Sears. The glasses will come in handy if the Kardashians ever decide to learn to read. Former Bengals wide receiver Chad Ochocinco Johnson arrested after head-butting his wife during an argument. On the upside, Rihanna now finds him just absolutely the coolest. Mitt Romney chose Paul Ryan as his vice presidential running mate. Romney says he'd love to see a scenario in which the president and he only talk about issues. But it's hard to get an African-American socialist Muslim who was born in Kenya who wants to take your guns away and put you in front of a death panel and agree to something like that. He's not going to sit down. And I wonder why Americans think those things. It was 30 years ago today. I was working in Washington, D.C. with Howard Stern, Smash, a bunch of guys. We were all working at DC 101 in Washington. And I was doing the promotions and doing assistant program director and stuff like that. And the guy came to me and said, we got this new movie coming out. It's called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Would you like to do the premiere? And we did, and I had no idea at the time that it was going to turn out to be, again, if you accept it for what it was at the time, one of the best movies ever made. Seriously. Sean Penn, Spicoli, what a great character. Jennifer Jason Leigh, Forrest Whitaker, Eric Stoltz, Anthony Edwards, who went on to great things at ER and other stuff like that. Even a flash of Nicolas Cage, who was Nicholas Coppola at the time. The chick right at the end of the movie, who turns out to be the freakishly odd-looking biology teacher's wife, that gorgeous blonde, that was the chick that Phil Spector shot. Oddly, Brian Backer and Robert Romanus, Rat and Damone, who really drove quite a bit of that movie, almost nothing from them after Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The pool scene with Phoebe Cates still ranks as the sexiest scene in movie history, according to a lot of polls. Kevin Kline wasn't any dummy, was he? The whole thing launched Cameron Crowe's career. He even put his soon-to-be wife, Nancy Wilson of Heart, in the movie. And Ray Walston, Mr. Hand, just one of his greatest things. Again, if you accept it for what it was, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, just one of the best movies ever made. All right, I don't know about you. I'm glad the Olympics are over. However, if you want to go back and relive some of the least impressive moments, here's a 2.5-minute montage of commentators ripping on the athletes who weren't good enough. So you can check that out. JC's Eye Candy. It's right below what you're looking at right now. All right, JC's Rock and Roll poll again. How concerned are you about the Rams' incredibly lackluster performance under the new head coach Jeff Fisher over the weekend? Please answer down in the corner. We'll have results for you when we update the Daily Dose on Mondays and Thursdays. There it is, 73 days since the two goons, Mark and Lauren, pulled the plug on the show at the worst radio station I've ever worked at in my life, and 50 days since they pulled the plug on Deb Peterson's disgusting gossip column. Good things come to those who wait. That's it, JC's Daily Dose for Monday, August 13th, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.